just happened Thanksgiving weekend, so about 3 days ago from when I'm filming it today. And this is a very interesting case to me because it is like an influencer and it's been highly televised. So I thought I would just look into it with what has been put out into the public. I've done a lot of research on different websites, on Facebook and on Reddit, so some of it might be unofficial information, but it is still an open case, so police aren't giving a ton of information to the public, so just bear that in mind. I wanted to start out with some background on Alexis Sharkey and then go into the actual disappearance and how they found her, and then go into events leading up to the disappearance, and to finally go into theories and what happened after. And if you see me looking to the side, I have a bunch of notes down here, so I apologize if I'm not always looking at the camera. But let's get into her background. First, I'm just gonna take a sip of tea because it's gonna be a long video. Okay, so Alexis Sharkey, 20, she was a 26-year-old influencer from Houston, Texas. She had just moved to Houston with her husband/fiance a year earlier, so in January. She had a presence on Instagram. She had before this happened, she had about 34,000 followers on Instagram, which isn't huge, but like it's a biggish number to be considered like an influencer. She had a small YouTube channel of about 1,000 subscribers, as well as a TikTok. But yeah, now after she has close to about 60,000 followers on Instagram from when I last checked, so it's increased drastically. Her Instagram feed usually consisted of like vacation pictures. It was very clean, it was very organized. It is very organized, it's still up. As well as not sponsored posts, but she was a part of a company called Monad. I think that's how you pronounce it. And Monad is like a skincare and a hair care company that it's technically considered a pyramid scheme. I know there's like a lot of stigmas with it that I'm not going to go into because it's a conspiracy of itself, but she wasn't someone who was a seller and a distributor of the product. She was an associative executive director for Monad, which means she recruits people and she can't make money off it. Like, she has a salary. Like, a lot of the times people sell for Monad, they can only make a certain amount, or they make based on what they sell. But she actually was like paid a good amount for it. So anyway, let's go into how she was discovered. So she was found Saturday morning on November 28th, a few days after Thanksgiving, on the side of the road. Some city workers saw feet sticking out of some bushes on a side road off of Interstate 10 on a service road, and they stopped and found her naked body. So they called police, and police said there were no wounds on her. They couldn't find any, like, she wasn't stabbed or shot. She just was dead and naked on the side of the road. So, like, it looked like she had been dumped. So that's how they found her. So leading up to her disappearance, according to the family, the news of their missing daughter actually only reached them when her husband, Tom Sharkey, called to tell them on Saturday the 28th. So the mother of Alexis said that her daughter had left home on Friday after an argument. So the day after Thanksgiving, her daughter had left home on Friday after an argument. She said that she didn't take a car and nobody had heard from her since that Friday. The mom then took to Facebook on Saturday police are involved. She has lived in Houston since January, and that was where she was last seen. Please help us find her and bring her home safely. We are so very desperate. Please share. So around the same time that her mom was like writing this post, Alexis's body was actually being found, because her body was found on Saturday, and her mom posted that on Saturday. But obviously, like, there was no way her mom would have known, and police hadn't connected that it was Alexis Sharkey yet. So the police notified, and it was somehow figured out that it was Alexis, and so her mom posted on Sunday, the next day, saying, "It's with deeply broken hearts that Mike and I want to let you all know that Lexi's body has been found. We cannot begin to thank you all for your love and the kind words you've extended to our family." The mother also said that she had left the house on Friday. Alexis had left the house after an argument, and then the husband didn't hear for her. So basically, she just went missing. There was an argument after Thanksgiving. Alexis left, and then they found her body. That's all the information that people know and that police have put out. The Sharkey family has alleged foul play in the death, especially given the circumstances by which she was found. So the mother says it can't be like overdose on drugs, it can't be suicide, because she knows her daughter, and she know her daughter would never do that to herself. She said, "The way in which she was found, my child would never do that. That doesn't even make sense. This is absolutely foul play. There's nothing to me that's just that this was an accident. I believe that in my mother's gut." Also, according to a reporter, officers have spoken with Tom Sharkey, the husband, and they said that he has continued to cooperate and has been like very cooperative with police. The couple has been married for over a year until they moved to Houston. A lot of people kind of found this weird, how much the family was posting on Facebook. Like, it obviously is a very social media savvy family, but I'll get into that later, into theories. So basically, to sum it all up, Friday after Thanksgiving, Alexis left the house after an argument. No one had heard from her. The husband didn't mention anything until the next day. The friends were worried because no one could get in contact with her, and they said that Alexis always had her phone because she was an influencer. She was attached to it at her hip, and I was looking at her Instagram, and she had a ton of stories, a ton of highlights. Like, she updated all the time, so like that makes sense that everyone was confused why they couldn't get a hold of her. Okay, so let's get into some theories. There's not many because they haven't released a lot. There's only 2, but let's still look into them. So obviously the first theory on how she died is an OD or a suicide. Some people theorize that she went crazy and was on drugs and stripped and then died on the side of the road, but that doesn't seem so likely. Or some people think that she left the house and then possibly was with other people, and she might have overdosed and then they just dumped her body. But there's not a lot of evidence to back this up. The popular theory right now with people is that the husband did it, for a multitude of reasons. One, in these types of situations, it's usually someone in the family or someone she knows, the victim knows, and it's usually the husband. Also, it came out, apparently there was someone very close to her came to authorities and said that she recently disclosed her intention to divorce her husband because it was an abusive relationship. Someone mentioned that it was physically abusive. Again, I don't know how credible this information is. I got all of this off of Reddit and Facebook. Someone even on Reddit said Facebook isn't that credible, but someone else was like, yeah, but this information is correct. So just putting it out there. This isn't like from an official police report, but she told her intention to divorce her husband to her friend and that she was unhappy. He was abusive, and she was scared for her life. And the person wanted to remain anonymous to police because they felt that he could come after them next. So obviously that's a little sus. Another reason people find him a little like weird and suspicious is that he's been very active on social media, and he argues with people who accuse him, and he also posted immediately after she was missing. So they found out she was missing, or the day of that her body was found, he chooses to tell the parents. So it's just kind of a weird coincidence that the day she's found, the day like she's in the bushes, he then tells the family, oh, she's missing. I mean, that could just be a coincidence and bad timing, but I don't know why he waited that long. Like, if my wife was missing, or my husband, if I was a man and my wife was missing, and hadn't come home, I would immediately text the parents and be like, do you know where Alexis is? Like, is she with you? Like, did something happen? Like, she hasn't come home. So that just doesn't check out. Unless, like, something is wrong, or unless you're killing your wife and dumping her body. But who's to say? I'm sorry if I sound biased against the husband, but it's just a little suspicious, and he's currently, like, the only suspect, even if he's being cooperative with authorities. So some stuff he wrote on social media, he said, while some of you were posting on social media helping us locate my world, we appreciate all your help. Others were wasting time talking about other things, basically crap talk. I've been assisting the deputies in making phone calls to find out what happened to my wife. And then in a now deleted post he had posted on Facebook after it had come out that she had been found dead, he posted, my world, my everything, I'm so lost right now, my one and only, with a bunch of photos, which, I don't know, maybe some people are just really, really into social media, but I feel like if my significant other, someone had just told me, police had just told me that they had passed away, were found naked in some bushes on the side of the road, I wouldn't go to Facebook and, like, post that. But I mean, I've never experienced it, so I don't know. So, a lot of sus on the husband. The general public has a lot of sus on the husband. I would be interested to see if any other information came out in the future. If it comes out, like if she has a toxicology report, or if they release information about the autopsy, if she did have drugs in her system or not, if she has like any marks, strangulation marks, I would be very interested to know, and I'll update the video. But yeah, if you have any comments or any theories, comment down below. Let me know if there's any other specific cases I should do. I love doing these true crime videos.